that answer is a yes and a no. Are you trying to help? This particular hydrangea is going to face a little bit of morning sun, just a peak, because you can see the tree is shading a lot of it from the sun. Then it's going to get a lot of midday sun, and then as the sun travels over, it'll start getting shade again from this pine tree. But my other hydrangea over here, let me show and talk to about it as well. This is what everyone has been waiting for. Did this actually work and protect my garden? Or should I say my hydrangea? It's a method I used this year to see if I could create more blooms from my hydrangea. The way a hydrangea works is they bloom off of old growth. In this case, you can see the old bloom right here, and then the next one down is the new growth, or should I say the old growth from, the old stem right here. And a lot of times in windy areas, areas that get, fluctuate in temperatures or get extremely cold temperatures, they tend to dehydrate these. They survive fine and cold. It's when they get dehydrated is the issue. So what I did was I actually covered them in leaves in this little chicken cage, but I want to see if that actually protected them and how much this actually will produce, not having to start from the beginning again with new growth, but the existing growth as you see right now. A lot of it is already shooting up, which is good, but let's actually see what's inside. I have this one and I have this one, but let me show you over here really quick. I have one more. Excuse the garden mess because I'm still trying to get everything out, but I still have two hydrangeas over here as well. I can't remember if those are weeds or if they are black-eyed Susans or coneflowers. They all look very similar. That's another one I buried in leaves, and it's all the original growth, which is doing great. Here's another one. I covered it in leaves, and look how thick and big those leaves are. So excited. And keep following. Obviously I can't show you in just this video, but on my next video coming up, I'll show you, the results from that and how many blooms came up, as the season goes on. But let's go back to this one and open up the cage. This is an old zinnia. Let's see, I have it twisted right here. Unwrap it. Oh, my bucket's in the way. There's a few items in the way. Come here, baby. My dog's trying to sneak off. She's looking for the neighbor kids. She loves playing with them, and they love playing with her. Bucket. And just pull this whole thing out. See what we got. I did put a lot of leaves in here. Maybe it was a little too much, but I'm excited to see the results. After about 15 minutes of getting the leaves out, you can see that obviously the leaves were covering up. That's my dog whining, begging to play. Oh my goodness, Lola. You can have your playtime in a second. So, they're all pale right now because they weren't reaching any sun, but Once the sun comes in, they'll start turning a little bit more green, just like these ones that shot up and were able to reach the sun. And this will give me a good idea of the new and old growth. You can see old growth right there shooting up at the bottom versus the top. So the only catch about this is the mistake I kind of made a little bit was I added a little bit too much leaves. So the leaves kind of got weighed down and compacted and made it a little bit damp inside. I highly recommend, these were chopped leaves. I would highly recommend almost creating a light cage around and just having the leaves on the outside of the cage. You could do the same method with, you know, a piece of fabric, you know, and do it that way, but I had leaves available. Here's the other one on this side. You can see, did the same thing, but it's shooting out a lot more. It's doing a lot better. So, excited to see. I'll show you in a few days how it comes out next. After a few weeks, everything is starting to fill in. The big thing I want to show you is, here comes blooms. There's more all over. The blooms are starting to develop, but not just with this one. There's more, even more over here. Check this out. These are actually ahead a little bit more, but that's just because this plant was much bigger. And it's a blue, well, this is a blue one. That one over there is the pink one. But it absolutely worked, and my hydrangea is doing phenomenal. I highly recommend doing this or something similar, and you will come out with a stronger plant and more blooms. Hope you enjoyed. Have a great day. My hydrangeas are not ready to go outside yet, but what I make sure to do is thoroughly water them. I bring them right up to the sink. I fill their container up as much as I can, even to the point you can see right there, there's extra water sitting there. I'll leave them sit here for about an hour with all that water, let them soak up as much as you can. You can see right here, this one I just missed by, gosh, maybe half a day of watering it, and you can see it just doesn't look as nice as the other ones. Like I said, I did buy a bunch. Here's some that are a light lavender purple. Here's more of that blue. This is a mix. Now this is probably one of the oldest plants I purchased from there. So the blooms are starting to dwindle down a little bit, but there's so much underneath that I know I'm gonna get a second round with it, and I'm excited.